I want to take a moment to talk about anger. I'm going to slow down because I've been watching myself, which I hate doing. And I see how fast I talk because, again, neurodivergence, a little bit of ADD caused by PTSD from possible hypervigilance, all kinds of things, war, constant moving as a child, sleepless nights from bombs, we don't know. But so I've been experiencing a lot of frustration because of all the war stuff that's going on, and I'm not going to talk about it because there's no right or wrong. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Depends. Bloods and Crips. So I want to talk about anger. Anger is a healthy response to help people set boundaries when they don't know how to set boundaries with words. For example, children, dogs, nonverbal things. If you poke and prod at them, they will bite, they will cry, they will get angry, they will outburst, and they will have an outburst. Are we recording? Fucking A. I'm going to try to keep this under 5 minutes. They will have an outburst when somebody's being poked and prodded. Ooh, I like how I'm wearing this handpicked collection. If somebody gets slapped in the chest, they're going to have an outburst, an angry outburst, as a way to build a boundary to make the opposing thing back the fuck up, whether it's a dog or a person or an object. If you think of something coming at you aggressively, you're going to want to go like that. If you fall on the ground, they talk about when babies fall, they have this natural, I always do my hair mid-speech, they have a natural thing to go like this, I think, if I remember from my child development class 10 plus years ago, so that when they fall, they can kind of have a little bit of a safety net. So this notion of outburst that we do is actually once upon a time was a healthy response. But in a lot of abused populations, whatever population, people don't feel comfortable with anger because it usually ends up in violence. When parents get angry, usually they get not usually, but half the time. Let's go with half the time they get violent. Don't quote me on this. I'm just trying to talk about things, okay? I don't need your stats. Half the time they get violent, let's say. And so the receiving person, whether it's a parent or a boss or a whatever, right? Let's use our brains to extrapolate, understand the concept of what I'm talking about and not the fluff of what I'm talking about. When you abuse that's why I'm going to use dog. When you abuse dog, why do we love abused dogs so much? That's why I was jokingly for a while, I want to get another shirt that says treat everyone like a shelter dog. Why do we love them so much? Like, oh my God, it was abused. Now it's acting like this. Like, yeah, same shit with people, bro. Same shit with people. They get poked enough and then they start outbursting because that's the natural right thing to do, to rage a little bit when you've been abused. So then they learn to do that all the time because if you watched my very informative sugar-free video talking about human trafficking, then they outburst and then they get abused again and then they outburst. Men, women, whatever, different scenarios. We're talking about anger. So then when they grow up in society where anger is not accepted, when all they were was abused and outbursting their whole life, then they go to jail, then they end up in X, Y, and Z places, then they end up feeling isolated. So the spectrum goes from feeling isolated socially to getting fucked over in jail because they outbursted on a spectrum here. And they outbursted because in the beginning of time, the outburst was a cry for a boundary to not get hurt. And that was ignored. And then the outburst got louder. Wow, this is the first time I'm saying this. It actually sounds cool because it's true. Whenever my clients tell me to repeat something after I go on my little rants and I can't repeat it and I tell them, I'm like, write that shit down because I can't repeat it. I don't fucking remember what I just said. So anyway, anger is a healthy response. It's not healthy when we go raging it on people, displacing it because we never got to resolve it because our society still is blowing each other up. So we clearly don't know how to contain space for anger. And that's my rant. 5 minutes. Perfect. Fuck yeah.